Director of Michigan Works Southeast, Shamar Herron. Hi, Shamar.
Hey, Bart, how are you?
I'm good. Good to see you again.
It's always my pleasure, man. You run a class act shop here until you start making me hungry, man. This is lunchtime, and
Well, good news.
showing some. I'm headed to the runway.
We got plenty of it after we're done talking.
Absolutely.
We'll load you up. Great seeing you a couple of times in the last few weeks.
Yep. I told my wife I need a studio apartment here in Jackson because I'm wearing a groove in '94 going from Washtenaw to here. But I just love the community so much, and you all do such great events to highlight the business community, our young people. The Black Excellence Award was a time for me to get a little swanky along with my lovely bride. So I love Jackson County, and I've grown to love it over the last 5 or 6 years that I've been coming here.
Well, we love having you come here, and we love all the things you guys do. The annual awards the chamber presented includes the Reach Higher Award that you guys do.
Yep. We're really proud of sponsoring that award because it gets to highlight both an employer and the community, right? And often we are trying to search out who in the community as an employer is giving back in a meaningful way. And so our previous winner just a few weeks ago, U.S. Staffing, they showed how they give back in a really meaningful way, whether it's at the food banks or with their staff and upskilling. So, I couldn't be more proud of the work that they're doing. Equally as proud is to be sponsoring that award.
Well, we appreciate it. And I know Ben Jones and U.S. Staffing are very honored to receive that award.
Absolutely. I got to meet his dad, man. How cool was that? I said, the guy who made the guy. Look at that, man.
Yeah, it's great, great family. The Jones doing a lot here in our community.
Absolutely.
The impact that Michigan Works Southeast has, you think about helping someone when they're in the job market, they've been laid off, or they want to transition, but you want to reach people a lot earlier when they're even kids.
Yep. Let's look at it this way. You don't know what you don't know, and our young people are constantly being inundated with information, and so we want to provide them the opportunity to explore. So I think the young lady from Consumers Energy on your last spot spoke about exploration, and that's where we're able to open up to our younger audience around all of the opportunity that's here. So that little video game that you're playing, somebody programmed that. Definitely these cell phones, right? Which it seems like it's their new hand. There's a whole lot of work that goes into keeping that cell phone running, from the towers to the actual programming to the the putting it together. So there's a lot of opportunity for employment options, and our young people need to have a broad perspective, and then they whittle it down as they go on. But early on, as young as 2nd and 3rd grade, we're trying to get robot kits in their hands, trying to teach them about drones, keep it in perspective for them, right? We're not going to go talk about some things that maybe are a bit above their head, but we're trying to make it really palatable for them.
Do you remember what you wanted to do when you were just a kid?
Yep. Chemical engineer. I wanted to make soup mixes and all of those things. I was just fascinated by it. I still love science to this day. So I thought I was going to be a chemical engineer until I got to Ohio State and took the testing, and they said no. So then I wanted to be a teacher just because I love young people, and I saw the pay inequities for our educators, and I said, how do you expect somebody to live on this? And God bless our educators for all of the wonderful work that they do. And to me, the pay equity is an issue that needs to be discussed federally. Let's not make it about states. Let's just talk about a federal minimum wage for our educators, especially given all that they're being asked to do these days.
Yeah, and right now, every single school district is struggling to find people. And some programs, they're just not happening.
Yep. So I grew up with a ton of enrichment programs, whether it was King Caesar Chavez, Midwest Talent Search, DAPSEP. DAPSEP's still around, but some of those other enrichment programs are gone, right? And a lot of them were led by teachers and educators. And it saddens me to know that in today's age, when our young people need more in-person honing and guidance, it's not there. So we feel duty bound at Michigan Works Southeast to be able to try and provide information and opportunities to our young people.
Well, you actually step in where school districts that don't have the capacity to teach soft skills, like how to interview, how to dress for a job interview, those kinds of things. You actually have classes for these kids.
Yep, so 16 and up, and it's 16 to 24. It's called My Internship, and it's a 4-week opportunity for us to prepare our young people to go into internships. So we help them develop a portfolio with a resume, with a cover letter, with some of the assessments, that they receive to know what are job opportunities where they can excel. But we also teach them, some people call them soft skills, executive skills, essential skills, whatever. We want to equip them with those skills so that they can go out and really communicate, right? It's about how you're able to articulate who you are, what your interests are, and how you can achieve goals. And if we can teach our young people those 3 things, they're well on their way to being able to be successful. And I say that because I get a little excited about our young people. So you're hitting on the right spot. But our young people are a lot more keen and a lot smarter than we sometimes give them credit for. And so if we can equip them with the appropriate skills, they end up really showing me something. They really blow my mind. So I really love watching our young people blossom with confidence.
Yeah, and we're going to need that generation to fill a lot of the jobs. Last week, the governor announced the Calhoun County will be getting perhaps 3,000 new jobs at the Ford Battery plant. Obviously, that's going to have an impact on the Michigan Works Southeast region. Are we going to have trouble finding people for those kinds of jobs?
Potentially. I like to keep things asset framed, right? I believe if we continue to get the word out, so thank you for this platform, if we continue to get the word out about the opportunities, equally as important, the skills that are needed for these opportunities. I like to tell folks the days of low skill, high wage are gone. Graduating from high school, going into the plant, making $35 an hour, those days are gone. Those are skilled positions. You need to be certified. You need to have some credentials. So come talk to us at Michigan Works Southeast. And for our friends in Calhoun County, Michigan Works Southwest, shout out to our partners just on the other side of the border. We have a plethora of upskilling opportunities, whether it's in classroom training or some of that essential skill training that you talked about earlier.
What point should someone start their relationship with Michigan Works Southeast?
The minute you have the inkling, the moment you're saying, I'm in a position, I'm an accountant 1, and I want to become an accountant 2. How do I upskill? Hey, currently I'm doing elder care for my parents, but I know in a year I want to go back into the workforce. What do I need to be doing? Where are the growth areas in terms of employment? Come on over and talk to us. It's just consultation at first. We're free of charge. If you have training that you want to enter into and we can justify it, we'll pay for it. That's what we're federally funded to do. So come see us as soon as possible so we can create a plan to move you forward together.
Yeah, and for employers, JTV is an employer that has taken advantage of Michigan Works Southeast and the Michigan Talent Bank. We have people we've hired through that. And I don't know if employers realize what an asset that is and how much assistance you guys give to finding people to work.
Funny enough, a phrase I hear is, you guys are a hidden gem. You're the best kept secret. I tell people, I don't want to be a secret anymore, right? I need our business community to know Michigan Works Southeast is here for them as well. We are not just career seeker focused. We work with we worked with 3,000 businesses last year, providing on-the-job training, incumbent worker training, the Going Pro Talent Fund, employer of the day at our service centers. We have all of these tools in our toolbox to support our business community because we're demand driven. We believe our businesses create the demand. We have the supply in terms of our career seekers coming in. So we're demand driven, and we know how important our employers are to our economy.
So like that Ford battery plant, it's benefiting from state incentives, and it sounds like there's going to continue to be those kinds of incentives for employers, either to grow, expand, train new employees. Yep. And you're also the headquarters, the clearinghouse for all of that information.
Yep, so primarily the Going Pro Talent Fund. We just were awarded $3.4 million for 95 businesses across Southeast Michigan, our 5-county region, to help them with their training opportunities. And so that's one example. We partner well with our economic development partners, the MEDC. Those are all partners to us, as well as labor and economic opportunity at the state. Those are all places that we use as references, and they can provide us with the resources to help our businesses and our economies thrive.
So that's the first call, first stop, whether you're a job seeker, employer, want more training, or just have questions. Great, you got a great team right downtown.
Yep, thanks, Bart, but you used the no-no word for me. We don't do jobs at Michigan Works Southeast. We do careers.
Careers, I'm sorry.
Don't let it happen again. No, I'm just joking with you. You know, this is, we have to make that shift so that people start to plan ahead. You know, anybody can work at the gas station, at Walmart, at a grocery store. Those are jobs. But we want you thinking about a career in management, a career in healthcare, a career in manufacturing. And all of our employers understand, because they want to move people up in the organization and retain that talent.
All right, we won't use the J word here again.
Well,
Jobs.
J for JTV.
J for JTV.
How about that?
Well, since you're here and the Big Ten basketball tournament is starting today,
man.
You know, there's a lot of concerned Michigan fans that think this has got to be, it's a do or die situation for Michigan if they want to get into the NCAA tournament. Ohio State's not having a good year. Sorry. What do you
glad.
think?
I was wondering where you were going with that.
No, I'm wondering what you think. Who's your favorite in the Big Ten tournament this weekend?
The Ohio State University. No, but seriously, you know, Purdue's looked good all year. Their big man he seems to be unstoppable. But I never count out Michigan State in these times, right? MSU looks good, so go green to a certain extent, unless they're facing my Buckeyes, and then I'm a go Bucks guy all day. Now, U of M, good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Big Ten guy. I grew up loving the Big Ten. I grew up watching all of the teams. But a sleeper might be Minnesota. I watched some games. If they could put together 2 or 3 wins in this tournament, they're headed to the NC2A. So let's see. But my Buckeyes, we're having a rough year this year.
I know you're scarlet and gray running through your body because I introduced Shamar at the Chamber Annual Awards, and I mentioned that he played basketball for the Ohio State University, and people booed.
Yeah, I love it. I'm used to it. I live in Ann Arbor as a Buckeye.
That's right.
Imagine how much flack I catch, right? So I'm used to it. God gave me these broad shoulders for a reason. But to me, it's all sport, and those sports teach you a lot. And so I sit in the space I sit in now because I was an athlete, and I learned how to communicate. I learned how to persevere. I learned how to troubleshoot. I learned what competitiveness looks like and feels like. But I also learned how to be a good sport. So I love the whole riffing and giving me a hard time. And I can't talk much about football or basketball right now because, again, my Buckeyes, you know, we're on the other side of the cycle.
Right. All right. Well, when football season rolls around again, we'll see if you've changed your tune.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Great to see you, Shamar.
It's always my pleasure, Bart. Thank you.
Thank you. Executive Director of Michigan Works Southeast, Shamar Herron.